What is going on, online fitness coaches? Welcome to another episode of the Change Lives Make Money on the Trainer podcast. It's your boy, B Mark. And in today's episode, we're going to be talking about how I fire people because my gut says that I should. Now, before I get into today's episode, you might be listening to this and you might be like, what's going on, B? Doing a solo episode right now? And I missed you. I'm like, yes, I am doing a solo episode. And if you're listening to this on Instagram live stream, which you might be, I want you to subscribe to the Change Lives Make Money Online Trainer podcast on Apple, Spotify, all the platforms, and leave me a review, by the way, if you're getting value. Leave me a review. I've actually had a podcast now for the last 5 years, and this week we break through the 1,000 barrier, meaning I've recorded over 1,000 podcast episodes in the last 5 years, which to me is a big fucking milestone. I'm actually really excited about it. So to celebrate that big milestone, I'm doing 5 episodes this week because that's what I did to grow the podcast, is I literally did 5 episodes every single week, never fucking missed. And I did that for the first 3.5 years of building the business. And so this week, to celebrate the fact that we're breaking through the 1,000 podcast episode barrier, this is episode 999, baby. Let's fucking go. Again, if you're listening on Instagram, go subscribe to the podcast. It's the Change Lives Make Money Online Trainer podcast. There's 997 fucking episodes. What other creator do you know that's done 997 fucking episodes? Okay. Tell me fucking one. Gary Vaynerchuk, Andy Frisella. Who the fuck else? That's what I thought. Yeah. I'm excited about it. Lewis Howes. Fucking amazing. There's like fucking 20. And I'm one of them. What's up? You're watching this lot podcast? Yes, I am drinking up out of a blue sippy cup. All right. Yes, I am. Okay. So guys, I fire people because my gut says that I should. Why is that important? All right. Now, before I even get into like why that is important, first of all, I want to let you guys know that like entrepreneurship is weird because when you first get started as an entrepreneur, like if you're listening to this podcast, you're likely working for somebody that's like working for somebody else, working at your 9 to 5, you're not super happy with it and you want to quit. And when we want to be an entrepreneur, we want to work for ourselves, right? We want to be our own boss. We want to say like, fuck the man, I'm my own boss. But the ironic part is that as you start to get into entrepreneurship, like once you scale past $10,000 a month, you need people to work for you if you want your business to grow. And so there's this like weird thing that you need to go through when you're an entrepreneur, where it's like, first we're breaking free and we're like, fuck the man. And then you kind of like become the man in some way, shape or form. Like you kind of have to become the person that hires people, and you need to get over that like weird thing where you're like, you feel uncomfortable hiring people because you're like, first you're like, fuck the man. And then you're like, oh wait, I need people to work for me. So you just need to like build your own business and build your own ecosystem. So that's the first thing in terms of like hiring people, is like a lot of people listening to this podcast are like, you might not be ready to hire people. So I just wanted to let you know that there will come a point in time where you need to hire people. And when you do hire them, I think that online coaching businesses you need one thing to make an online coaching business successful, and you need fucking culture. Okay. That's what you need. If you want to build an online coaching business that like lasts for the next like 5, 10, 15 years, you need culture. Culture matters. And culture for me means everybody on the team is rowing the boat in the same direction and we're all going the same fucking way, right? Because if I've got everybody on my fucking boat at PT Domination and we're all rowing the same speed in the same direction, we're going to go a lot fucking faster, right? Whereas if I got, 35 people on my team at PT Domination and most of us are rowing in the same direction, but then I got a fuckwit in the back that like is rowing backwards, or he's trying to turn left, right? And I'm like, hey, stop that. And he's like, I want to go left. And you were like, we're not going left. He's like, well, I am, right? Like we're going to fuck up the whole boat. Just like you can take a clear glass of water and you can drop one drop of black paint in the water and it taints the whole fucking glass. The whole glass is now unclear. And now you've got a semi-black glass of water because of one paint drop. And so culture really is the thing that's going to move the business forward or not. Because if everybody on the boat isn't rowing in the same direction, then the boat isn't going to get to the destination that it's supposed to get to. And so if you're trying to build a business where you want, more clients, more money, more impact, you want to grow, you want to scale, you want to take your business to the next level, everybody on your boat needs to be rowing in the same direction. And if they're not, you need to, so I'm going to run you through a series of like fucking things to do. So if people on your boat aren't rowing in the same direction as you, step number 1 is to like, be like, hey, Patrick, I got to let you know something. All right. We're all going fucking straight and you're trying to go left here and it's just not going to fly. Okay. So I need you to correct your paddle movements and I need you to start going straight with us because you're fucking up the whole direction of the boat because you want to go left and everyone wants to go straight. So I need you to get on board. Right. So step number 1 is you need to have a conversation. In teams and culture, as you're leading your business, like you need to like talk to people about, making sure that everybody is in alignment with where the business is trying to go. And step number two, if this doesn't happen, you need to have some sort of disciplinary action. And usually that looks like, whether that be like a write up or a suspension or they're literally hiring another team member to show that like they are in fact not the only person that can do their job. But when it gets to the third place, and this third place is like, I've literally fired people because my gut tells me that I should. And there's literally no other reason other than my gut telling me that this person is a cancer for my business. And I think as an entrepreneur, it's super important to learn how to listen to that fucking intuition and learn how to listen to that voice. And that intuition is like, this is how I view intuition. Okay. I've got this direction that I want to go. I want to build my coaching business to 2,500 students, and I want to be the biggest fucking coaching company on the planet for personal trainers. So this is the direction that I want to go. My core values, I know it's important to me. Service comes first. Client results fucking matter. We need to treat everybody like fucking gold. Like I know what matters, right? Over deliver at everything that we do, showing up with energy and passion. So this is like the direction that I'm going. And I believe that intuition, once I know where I'm going and once I know what I want, I believe intuition is the gut instinct that tells me when I'm making the right move and when I'm making the wrong move, right? So intuition for me is like this like little feeling that I get when I'm working on my business. If I'm doing something that's getting me closer to my goal, my intuition's like, yes, good job. Like this is a fucking good move. And when I'm doing something that's getting me further away from my goal, my intuition's like, hey, stop that, right? So like, I believe that's intuition. Now, I believe that intuition also works with the people that are in your fucking business, right? And I think that we all know what I'm talking about here. And let's take a step back and let's not talk about the people that are working for us for a second. Let's take a step back and let's talk about our friends or our family or somebody in your fucking life that you've met and you're like, I got a bad feeling about that motherfucker. And you don't know exactly what it is and why you have a bad feeling. And they might not have even said anything to you or about you. They might not even have come close to you. But for some reason, you're like, I got a bad feeling about that motherfucker. Usually, when you do have that like bad feeling, it's 90% of the time, usually it's right? And that's called intuition. That's your intuition. Now, in business, why using intuition is important is it's almost like your subconscious mind, your awareness becomes like, gives you signals that this person's displaying character traits that aren't aligning with the vision of your business that you can't even see yet, right? So sometimes I've let people go from my business and like my intuition's like, this person's got to fucking go. And I'm just like, okay, like I just listen because there's something that I'm not seeing like with my fucking eyes that my mind is sensing. And I pay attention to that because I want to grow my fucking business. And I know what direction that I'm going in and I know what my vision is. And I know that everything that I do is always in alignment with that vision. And so if I get this fucking instinct to go, I just go. I don't question it. And I believe that this has been, and every single time you guys that I've done this, it's always been the right move. Like every single time. I've removed partners from my business because my intuition was like, this person's got to fucking go. And 6 months down the line, I'm always fucking right. I'm like, yep, I fucking knew it. Like I literally like had this instinct. Funny story. There was back in 2016, there was a trainer on my team and we had this like a little bit of a falling out. And I remember like this trainer basically was in my business, but then started a challenge, a paid challenge. It was a 6-week challenge and started this challenge and took all the money for herself and didn't pay any money to the business. I took this as like a fucking massive red flag because I'm like, if she's willing to do that, 100% she's willing to do that again and not tell me about it. I just saw the 6-week challenge. So the fact that like she's willing to do that, I know she's going to do it again. This person was one of my best friends. This person was also somebody that I was like building the business with since day one. I literally fired her on the spot. I didn't even think. I was like, you're fucking fired. She was like, what? And it caused this massive blowout between me and some of my best friends. But I was like, I know for a fact that this isn't going to be beneficial for us long term. And it's only a matter of time before you resent me and I resent you. So I'm just going to make a hard fucking decision and I'm just going to cut it right now before it goes any further. And it was the best decision that I could have made because it turned out this person was toxic for the business. And as soon as she left, the business started taking off. And so I think that intuition and paying attention to what your gut is telling you is fucking important. And I think the reason that a lot of us don't do it is because usually our intuition will tell us to do things that go against what we're currently doing. And that's fucking hard, right? Like sometimes we've been best friends with somebody since we were in high school, and we have a gut instinct that tells us that like we need to fucking distance ourselves from this person. But this person we've been best friends with since high school, like we don't want to do that because we're like, but we're loyal, and like, but like this person helped us with this thing, and this person let me sleep on their couch, and whatever the fuck. But like our gut instinct is telling us like, yo, create some distance, and we won't listen to that because we're like too caught up with our own agenda in our own head, right? And intuition though is going to be the thing that like helps you break through to the next level. And it's the same fucking thing with like investing in a business mentor. Sometimes I like when I know that investing in a business mentor is right, I just do it and I don't care how much money's in my fucking bank. And that's not an exaggeration. Like I just hired a mentor for like a $15,000 one-on-one call that was 90 minutes long. He told me how much the one-on-one call was and I was like, fucking sign me up. And I didn't give a fuck how much it was, how much money I had in the bank. It didn't matter because I'm like, I know for a fact that this is the right move and I'm willing to do whatever is necessary to get me to the next level. Whereas a lot of people know that they want to hire a mentor. They know that they want to take the next step. Their intuition is like jump. Then they've got this fear that's like, like maybe we shouldn't because what if this doesn't work and blah, 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 blah. And like people are more like interested in living in their fears than like living in their intuition and like letting their intuition guide you. And that's the same fucking reason that you would keep somebody in your business that you know for a fact shouldn't be there. You're like, I know for a fact this person shouldn't be there, but I'm just going to keep them in my business because I'm afraid of, not finding another person. I'm afraid that I won't be able to make this work. I'm afraid that whatever. But like, I'm telling you that the sooner that you can start leaning into what your intuition is telling you, and the sooner you can start like heading in that direction, and being unafraid of what happens as a result and just being willing to like go all in and bet on yourself, be like, this is the right fucking move. Like that's when the universe moves around you. The universe wants to work through people that are like decisive. It's going to give you powers when you're decisive, when you just fucking move and you're not questioning yourself. You're not doubting yourself. You're not like wondering about what you should do at every turn. You're just fucking moving. You're just like moving, getting a result, getting a feedback, changing something, going back to work, moving, getting a result, getting feedback. Like that's when shit starts to really happen for you. But you have to be willing to listen to that intuition. And when you're leading a company and leading your team, if there's somebody in your business that you know shouldn't be there, the sooner that you can get them out, the better. And I'd recommend today, because the longer you hang on to this person that you know for a fact shouldn't be in your fucking business, the longer you're holding your own business's growth back. And I just think that doesn't make any sense. So that's it. All right. That is it. I understand how hard it can be to to let go of somebody that isn't right for your business, especially if they've been with your business for a long time. But I promise you that it is the move. It is the only move. Because if you keep somebody in your business that wasn't meant for your business, then you're just holding yourself back and you're keeping yourself locked down. And that to me doesn't make any fucking sense. Why would you do that? All right. So that's it. That's all. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hopefully you guys got some value. There's going to be 5 episodes this week to celebrate the fact that we're bursting through 1,000. All right. So if you got value from this podcast, I would appreciate if you could leave me a review on the podcast or Spotify app. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have the best day of your entire life, and we'll talk to you guys in the next episode. Peace. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. Hopefully you got some value. If you did, and you want to learn more about how me and my team can help you scale your online fitness business to $10,000 a month, DM me 10K on Instagram at TheRealBrianMark for more information, and I'll reach out to you to see if I can help you grow an online coaching business.